Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here. So, of course, I am completing my build challenge. In case y'all are, in case you have questions about it, I will leave a link about the particular challenge if y'all want to know more details. I will link the video in the description of this video, and I will also be leaving these two random wheel number generators, well, these random wheel generators in the description as well. I do have a random number generator here, 1 through 45, because there are 45 exotics. Um, there's 45 exotics for each Guardian class. So that is something of note. Now, for each Guardian class, you can do all three. You can do the minimum. You need to have 2 out of these 3 active. So random armor, which is we're using this for that, subclass, or weapon. You need to have 2 out of the 3. So for a Titan, we are doing subclass armor. We're doing armor subclass. For Warlock, we are doing subclass weapon, and for Hunter, we're doing weapon armor. So first for Titan, we're going to go ahead and generate our number here, 27. We do have to make sure it is not the 27th band exotic. We are going to go in this order here because I believe these are how these are organized. They are not organized very well at all. Well, actually, no, they're not organized that way. Yeah, they're organized pretty poorly. They're organized by actual armor piece, so 27. Okay, we're using Hollowfire Heart. We're using Hollowfire Heart, but we have to get Solar here is the problem. Titans have a lot of exotics that are subclass based. Oh, yes, let's go. We got Solar. Okay, that's good. That's good. We got Solar. Okay. Oh my goodness. I actually do not have a build for this. I am going to be showing my particular builds that I'll be using as I build them, so y'all can kind of get the lovely experience of witnessing me making a build. So we're using Solar here. I do not actually have a Hollowfire Heart build saved. I'm not going to worry about fashion for these builds necessarily. Actually, you know what? I will, but y'all won't be seeing it. So Hollowfire Heart. We're gonna use our Masterwork. Actually, we're gonna use this version. Beacons. Ooh. Wait, hold on a second. What the fuck is this? Oh, wow. I forgot I actually had 2 really good rolls. I believe I kept this one over it because it had strength and higher stat in another area. So that's gonna be there. That's gonna be there. Actually, we're gonna showcase. We're gonna see what we're getting for every single Guardian class. So we'll be getting their respective builds. So right now we are going to switch to Warlock. Have our let's get our lovely wheels here. Subclass. What are we using? I was hoping Strand would not be the thing. Strand's gonna be a little bit difficult to make work. Okay, so we got Strand and exotic weapon. These are updated, by the way. These are updated as of the end of this episode. Manticore? Okay. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be really difficult. I haven't not used the Mana Core in so long either. Okay, so I haven't used these. I haven't used Strand or Manticore and Warlock in a long time. Usually I use Void or Solar for the most part. Yeah. Okay, now we're switching to Hunter, and we'll get our things here. By the way, for the build challenge, y'all have until the final. Y'all have 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Y'all have 2 weeks to submit your builds. You can put them in the comments here. right? Because this lasts for. Yeah, I'll give y'all 10 days, right? Yeah, I'll give y'all until next Friday. Next Friday is when I will be going through. I have some comments under the Reddit post that I posted up, so I might be looking at some of those. But if y'all want to submit y'all's builds, y'all can put them in the comments of this video as well. What weapon or exotics y'all like using yourselves. So now we're going to Hunter. Here we're using armor weapon. I do not plan on updating this for some time. I as well. Legend of Acreus on Hunter? Okay. 13. 13. Legend of Acreus is such a weird... Dang. Aeons. Okay. Okay, Legend of Acreus and Aeons? This is the most unoffensive? Do I have to have an Aeons somewhere, but holy shit, I don't use Aeons in general. That's the Titan version. I might not have, if I don't have the Hunter version of this exotic, we are going to have to skip it. But I do, unfortunately. Oh, and it's a 67 stat roll too? Fuck. Okay. We are just going to pull Legend of Acreus from collections. I can't believe this. Using Legend of Acreus of all things. On Hunter of all things. Oh, goodness gracious. We'll slap a good ornament on there. Okay. Now we're going to go through here. We're going to start with Hunter here, actually. There's not going to be any time stamps because I am going to swap between all of the Guardian classes here. Alright, everyone. I am back. I am back from completing every single build. I have paired a ship and a Sparrow for the most part with each Guardian class. So first, you're going to be looking at Titans here. So Titans, obviously, I had to use Holofire Heart and Solar. So my weapons I chose are a Mountaintop. It's going to be a little bit easier to get recombination. Tyranny of Heaven. This one, this comes from the Last Wish raid. I believe it's Last Wish raid. I personally recommend a solar auto rifle or a solar bow, and I decided to go with Isa Tomorrow. It can be used at a distance, and I wanted to use something that I had used in a while, right? So, and of course, if you want to see the fashion here, there it is. I think I did a pretty decent job with what I have. I think I did a pretty decent job. And obviously the Sparrow I chose was Burnout. Unfortunately, I'll just go. The shader doesn't really do much on Burnout specifically. So yeah, that's why like it doesn't really change that much. So I couldn't really mess with that much. And then the Sparrow and the ship I chose this one. An alternative option would have been the Dragon one, but I was like, I've used this one before for a build for like Doomfang Pauldrons, so yeah, this is what I decided to use here. Now, as far as what we're going to be using it for, the only missions that do not require a we're not doing a rival, but we'll be doing these three. We'll be doing at least a portion of these three missions. Except for Ghosts. We're going to skip Ghosts, because that's a little bit of a problem child. But yeah, we'll go through a lot of these. Just because Lightfall forces you to use Strand at points, which I don't want to have that being a bearing, and Final Shape forces you to use Prismatic at, like, I'll say Final Shape probably forces you way more to use Prismatic than Lightfall forces you to use Strand. In my personal opinion, because you actually cannot complete the encounter without using prismatic. Most encounters in the final shape. But I did, of course, switch to Hammer Strike.
Kingdoms of thought, built according to the desires of the creator. I suppose Savathun desired a throne world made
But
of light.
I will say you can
Everything here
remove one of the
What's strange to me is that she's
the fragments that gives you adds more score stacks. You can change it to give you
how she stole the light.
so that you don't proc things. Nice sunspot there. Damn, that was clean. No sunspot there. As you see, he's getting nice and burnt. That's such a weird spot for a sunspot. And our Artar's melee actually does deal a lot of damage. Damn. Okay, he's not. Holy, our Artar's melee is so strong. Damn.
Guardians aren't safe in a place like this.
Who is this?
Well, that's need to know, pal, and you don't. Need to know. Look, just get out before Savathun and her light-up goons realize you're here.
I definitely still believe that,
Vanguard? We're blocked. But I'm picking
I still
up more
do
than
believe
psychic
that Eyes of
powers
Tomorrow
every
needs
day.
something else with it. Because the Honest Own is just rough.
How did you do that?
Now,
Like
in this
created
build, we're
this
not going to be using our
platform out of
super
thin
here. The purpose is to at least to make maximum use out of this exotic is to, you know, not use our super. I definitely feel like Hellfire Heart is closer to a PvP exotic. We're just gonna... Now, it has been a hot minute since I've done this mission, so... But I will say, the perks that I have on this bow is Wellspring and Incandescent. So it is going to give us, it's going to improve our energy regain as well.
Up there. I think that door will lead us out. We just need a way up.
Now, I will say, right off rip, Tyne was by far the easiest. Tyne was by far the easiest. Hunter wasn't terrible necessarily. Okay, I gotta go here.
I'm sensing more psychic energy nearby. It might help us find our way out of here.
Bada bing, bada boom. So now as you see, we have Sunfire Furnace. Our melee's coming back quite fast, despite us just having used it. Our Storm Grenade's also going to come back quite fast, because it's a shorter cooldown. We're going to run past everything here. We're going to get to some ogres out here, I believe. Also, this bow's quite strong, if I'm going to be honest. I would some other things that I was thinking about using was Tuku's Divination. Also, Hierarchy of Needs could be good as well.
What do you know about Hyde using the light?
That's why you're here.
That's need to know.
Yeah.
Oh damn! You can really spam this.
Be doing this, but come meet me outside the fortress. Just be discreet, all right?
Okay. We want a sunspot? We need a sunspot there. That's something that I will say right away, is if you don't get a sunspot, it's a little bit rough. There we are, Sunspot finally. Beautiful. I was not particularly fantastic, but I missed. How did I miss? I would say Bonk Hammer would be far and away just flat out better, but you know, I wanted to use something that's not Bonk. So yeah, Hierarchy Needs is a solid option. I will say any weapon that has as you can tell, this should do.
The signal's coming from beyond that gate. We have to get it over.
Bada bing, bada boom. And we already have a lot of our abilities back. Because also, Sunspots give you increased ability regen. I say, I really wish I could pair this with Lordly Splendor. Oh, that'd be so good. We're gonna want him to come closer. Okay, unless they go far as fuck.
Just try to stay alive, alright? The gate's open, just make a run for it.
We're gonna finish him. Sunspot's a little bit too far back. We definitely need him to get a lot closer. Come closer, buddies. Come way closer. Okay, I guess my ship blew up. We're gonna run in. Let's go. Now we can start spreading sunspots. Okay. As you can see, it's not. It's an aggressive. Build, so you can't. Being stationary is not that great of an idea. But that's all I'm gonna show here. You know, it's a pretty simple bread and butter type deal. So you do need to be a little bit aggressive. Like when you create that sunspot, you need to go straight to it, bow spam basically. So there is that there, Hollowfire Heart. Now, would I ever realistically use this build? No. However, though, Tyranny of Heaven is pretty damn solid. I don't have either of these perks enhanced, but with these enhanced, you could really do some damage with it. So yeah, Tyranny of Heaven is better than I thought it would be. You know, a little bit better. So now we are going to go ahead and move on to the next build for Warlock. Now, for Warlock, I decided to go with a Splicer theme, you know. So, obviously, I'm using the Season of the Splicer exotic ship. I'm using Always On Time Shader, not really being relevant here, but I was like, that's good enough. But, you know, I decided to go with Supremacy for, you know, damage over time at a distance. Manticore, which is what we're supposed to use, and Strand we're supposed to be using. And the other half, you'll see why in a minute. I also, you know, decided to use Grapple Grenade, but you'll kind of see what I mean by movement stuff. Also, I do have Double Void Reserves, you know, all that jazz. If you don't want the fashion here, bada bing, bada boom. I think I did a pretty decent job for what I have. I feel like the Swarmers is just, it's just really mid in terms of how it looks. It's just not really that fantastic. So that's, you know, the fashion, you know, I have set up, you know. So, you know, as per promised, we're going to go into Savage Throne World. Legendary campaign. Oh, wow. I've barely done Witch Queen's campaign on Warlock. Okay, so we might have limited options. we might have limited options here. So do keep that in mind as we progress. I might have limited options. Which is perfectly fine, you know. That's perfectly all good. So this is going to be kind of difficult because we essentially have two loops going on. We have a ability loop that's going to be going on, but we have an entirely
Finch, we're nearing.
we have an entirely separate loop with
my name out there. I don't need the loose and high catching
with the
on
weapons
our,
here.
Friendship.
Okay, okay. We'll be careful.
Woo! Oh! I exploded. So we do have a little bit of... And of course, we have that sniper ammo, so we can do the... There we are. And we're not able to interact with Threatlings, but we can let them perch, so... Come on, buddies! Alright.
So, Finch, mind telling us what exactly it is we're looking for?
Oh, you know what? What's his name? That old warlock Osiris? Yeah, it's his ghost.
So yeah, the anti-grav is going to help you stay up, and then the idea was that you could eager edge from there to move quickly,
You know what happened?
and swap back to anti-grav.
You know.
Sivo Arath came for her, backed her into a corner. But clearly Savathun found her shell, impersonated Osiris.
I see.
I don't really like this mission because it is difficult to
Steal
see.
the light, I mean.
Sure seems that way.
I'm sensing some skepticism.
We don't know you, but you're very eager to trust us. Makes me uneasy.
Alright.
Hey, I am taking a huge chance trusting you too, you know. I bet you change your tune.
And I will say, weirdly enough, it does,
If we find her, then we can talk trust.
So our Threatlings here. We can cast from here. Wow, I got nuked. Keep in mind, I did not focus on any type of resilience or like actual survivability here. If I was actually using Strand, I'd be using a completely different fucking setup. I was like, Eager's actually is going to be particularly useful for damage here, but... Come on, finish her. I will say though, Manticore kind of slaps because I believe we are getting like some semblance of a damage boost. Here we can just go. Ah, yeah. It's not easy to survive with. This is about the best I can do with this build. So y'all kind of see how rough this one is. This is about the best I can do with this. It's just Manticore is not a great exotic on Warlock specifically. Because Titans you can give yourself an overshield and then go up in the air. Also, it's just this exotic is really bad outside of Void. It's just not good. It's just not great. So yeah, and But yeah, that's about the best I can do with that setup. So I know the first two builds have so far not looked particularly promising. Keep in mind, I would define Legendary Campaign as more of an upper activity. I would put it around, like, slightly below Nightfall. It's essentially Nightfall, in my opinion, without the champions. Um, the BS. I'm not talking about Grandmaster Nightfall. I think it's around regular Nightfall difficulty minus champions. And do I recommend taking either of the builds that I propose into Nightfalls? No, absolutely not. Under no circumstances should you do that. Unless you have another Solar Titan, but if you have two Solar Titans, one running Hollow Fire and the other running maybe like Phoenix Protocol or something, then yeah, you can definitely do that. Now, here is the weirdest one that I wouldn't be surprised if it actually fucking worked. This is the fashion for my Hunter. I didn't bother with the, ground necessarily, but the ship, I decided to use this one. I thought it looked pretty neato. Now, I changed this to Skip Grenade. I've never used Skip Grenade ever, because all of my other tier options were taken. So here we're using Heritage just for recombination, and because we're running a shotgun, we're going to be close range anyways. Now, Path of Least Resistance, I decided to use with Triple Tap Focus Fury and Heavy Weapon Enhancement. Because of this, rapid precision hits with the weapon temporarily increase your reload speed and weapon swap speed. That's basically it. And also landing rapid precision hits on a powerful combatant will mark them. So this will help quite a bit. So yeah, I also needed a reason to run double arc reserve. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're gonna use Legend of Acreus as our primary deal though. So let's keep that in mind as we continue forward here. I have actually never completed a Witch Queen mission, so I don't even have access to any of these. So we are actually going to do the very first contact mission. We're going to do the very first mission. We are not going to be getting in the pod, though. We're not going to be using Strand. We're not using Strand. I still can't believe I've never done those missions on I can't believe I've never done those missions on on my Hunter or Warlock. Maybe I should do it at some point.
Help Osiris reach the Veil before Callus does. And please stay close to him.
We're skipping this. Now, I haven't used Arc on Hunter in like an absurd amount of time. Like, I haven't really used Arc Hunter since
We hitched a ride to the Outer Giants, Neptune orbit.
really
Osiris
since
was
the 3.0 still Arc 3.0 still existed.
Guardian. I did not anticipate a fellow stowaway. Callus is after an artifact.
I will say
on
that
Neptune.
technically speaking, this setup can deal with Tormentors as a trace rifle.
For now, find your way through that ship.
Do I recommend it though? Absolutely not. Oh, I forgot. I am not on Titan. Okay. Okay, I didn't use that. Alright.
That pyramid resident is shielding the bomb.
Oh!
Another weapon
Woo!
for the witness.
Okay, Legend of Acreus is just goated. Acreus is just goated. But yeah, wasn't it? Yeah. I think I just like Legend of Acreus. I think that's my thing. So I just like it.
Our alliance with the Witness bears such delectable fruits. Together, we will devour soul.
And I will. Lightfall had
With the
so much
witnesses
promise.
They can throw anything at us.
Forward. Prepare for descent. Bring glory to the Herald of the Witness.
The Shadow Legion is one step ahead of us. Any damage we
Man,
can
it's-
inflict on the Cabal fleet
Oh,
will buy us
Skip
time.
Grenade is just a
Regroup
worse
as soon as
version.
possible. Maybe we can disable the ship's computer core.
It's just a
I've
fucking worse
located the
version
terminal
of
here and sent you their ship layout.
Just received it. Locating
Back to
down.
Aeons.
Got it. We're not far from the core.
I do not recommend using this weapon as Aclear, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Oh, man, does it cook! Oh, does it cook! It cooks!
Cabal had a key card. It should
Oh,
get us through that door.
I love that Legend of Acreus. I will say, if you're using a trance travel, you probably should have on the thing. Okay. Woo! Bop! Bop! Yeah, I just like Legend of Acreus. I think that's my, I will say, like, damn. I hate claw shields. By the way, does anyone here remember when tracer rifles used to be considered to be auto rifles?
To protect the traveler and our people.
Let me know in the comments below if you still remember that.
If the witness establishes
Skip
a
grenade
link
is
with
so
a
bad. Script grenade is
it's
so
over the entire
bad.
system.
The Legend
All
of
our
Acreus
losses
is so
would have
good.
been for naught. We have never faced the threat of this
I want to be able to use my super,
Even
so
if you stayed, you wouldn't have stood a chance against the witness. None of us would. This is our only hope to survive the witness.
man, we gotta teleport immediately.
The fruits of an unholy alliance.
Man, I
The
wish
witness
reconstruction did
Callus.
disappear. Oh no!
They'll
Let
have
me
more
get the Rally banner.
surprises in store.
All right, time to really see what this build can do. Skip grenade over there. I can't see. It generates a decent amount of orbs.
This key card lets us access the computer core. Let's head there now.
I would say I would not realistically be using a trade survivor for this though, but damn, this be cooking! Damn, this be cooking! Oh, also, I'm not even activating Trench Barrel. Oh, that's something I do want to see.
This is the core for the entire ship. Communications, navigation, deployment.
I wanted to see. I want to see if the Tempest Strike will activate. Stay still, buddy. Okay, when we get out of here, I will see if Tempest Strike will activate Trench Barrel, because that'd be interesting.
I'm relaying my position to you. Make your way to this ship.
We need some way to get to the surface.
I believe I have a method to accomplish that.
Did I detect a bit of hesitation in your voice?
Okay, I have to see if this.
My impromptu stratagems have a high rate of success.
I do have to. Have I never completed this fucking mission? I need to see. We're gonna go until I can see if Tempest Strike does indeed activate. So no, sometimes Bungie can be a little bit wonky on what activates what perks.
He's heading right for the surface.
And the Tempest Strike jolts targets as well.
Oh, is that
Damn.
nation?
If it wasn't for Aeons,
What do you think of my shadow?
I might start using like Righteous Harness. Okay.
Revel in the hollow.
It does not.
I want you in the best of spirits when we
Okay, we're gonna turn to orbit here. Interesting. So Tempest Strike does not activate Trench Barrel. that's something interesting of note that that particular melee does not activate Trench Barrel. Wow. I'm glad that was a test, but damn. So, in terms of what is viable, what is not viable, if I wasn't stupid with Solar Titan and tried being in a sunspot, uh, I did not. To be fair, though, to cover some reflection here, Eyes of Tomorrow is just not a good exotic. It's just not. It's way too situational. They need to give it something. They need to give it something. Because capable of tracking and firing and dealing defeating 4 or more commands in a single volley, increase the damage in the next volley. That's not useful. I would personally like it to where maybe if you track a certain amount of targets, it spawns a sunspot at your location. Or just, I think we should get an exotic that spawns a sunspot at your location for doing something. That's what I personally feel like. Because currently we really don't have anything that does that necessarily. And that could have some synergy with Hollow Fire Heart, because Hollow Fire Heart's biggest issue is it's aggressive until you get the Sunspot, then it is ridiculously stationary. It is ridiculously stationary once you've gotten that Sunspot. And I'm not a huge fan of that. However, it's increased melee and grenade regen when you have your supercharge is fantastic as well. It is a pretty good bonus, especially with what's on deck Victus does at base. I think both exotics struggle, but they can be used not together. Not together. Use a different one. But the biggest aspect of the Titan was Tyranny of Heaven is really, really solid. Really, really solid. More solid than I thought it was. For Warlock, the setup that I have for Swarmers was really good. Manticore is just really bad outside of Void. Inside of Void, it can be really, really good. But in my opinion, it's just outside of Void, it's just not good. You need Devour or Overshield. One of the two. You just need them. That being said, it could definitely have some movement usage, though. To be fair, it can have some movement stuff. Like if you pair a Prismatic, Wings of Sacred Dawn, which as when you have a Solar Super, if you paired Wings of Sacred Dawn with, Warlocks don't have access to Grapple Grenade, do they? Isn't that a Hunter thing? Yeah, that sucks. You wouldn't have access to Grapple, but yeah, I think you could do some stuff with that. Some movement stuff with that. I think it could be quite interesting. That being said, you don't have Icarus Dash or anything like that, but yeah, I think Warlock has the most, but then Hunter, Legend of Acreus is just goated. It's just goated. I love Legend of Acreus. It is one of my favorite exotics. I believe right now it is actually coming upon, I believe it's actually starting to rise in my power weapon kills. Because my other legend, I have dismantled and made several Legend of Acreuses over the course of my Guardian's lifespan. But the one I have currently here, yeah, 1281. Which, it doesn't beat out things like it beats out things like Heart Shadow, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, it beats out some of the weapons that I haven't used in a while. But Tempest Strike not activating Trench Bear is a little bit of an issue. I would not be surprised if certain things I wouldn't be surprised if Unbreakable did not activate Adrenaline Junkie. But also, the thing I find issue with is Trench Barrel might not be activated by things like Consecration or the Arc Warlock thing either, and I do have a slight bit of an issue with that. I feel like they should activate Trench Barrel. But honestly, built pretty solid with a Trace Rifle and Legend of Acreus, and then if you replace Aeons with something entirely different, yeah, I think it's solid. But I think with this build challenge, I think Hunter was the best, Titan second best, and Warlock's last. But on that note, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Put your builds in the comments, or if you want to slap up a video, I will watch it myself. Especially in my own time to gather 2 or 3 builds. I might grab only 2 builds, making the third a special build that I use sometimes, to be a little quirky. That I used to be a little bit different. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Y'all have until this upcoming Friday. Well, you have until next Friday. When next Friday happens, bam, I'm making the video. Bam, I'm putting it out. Also, I am going to be continuing to do the Elden Ring Magic build. I'll be continuing that series as well, so y'all have something as well. Also, let me know in the comments below if y'all want to see the first Berserker Kazan. I have played quite a bit through the demo, and it does seem pretty good. But not though. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.